Sup nerds, I'm Wes at Everboard Gaming, and I want to take you guys on a tour through the Daedalus Productions insert for Clank and all of its expansions. So before I even open up this box, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite things about this insert. Sunken Treasures, it fits. Mummy's Curse, it fits. The little blister pack expansion that I can't remember the name to, it also fits in here. Right now, this box holds everything put out for the Clank base game. And by base game, you know I mean the original game. I know it's more than the base game because it has expansions in it, but I mean not Clank in Space or the Legacy Clank game that's coming out soon. So, that all notwithstanding, let's get inside the box. We've got all of our rule books right here on top. And there's your first look at this insert. So you've got all of your player little wooden bits that come out. You know, you can see you've got, if I can get in there, your little custom meeples in there. And I do have the expansion meeple in there as well. It even says red on it. Can you see that? I really hope that's in focus. Anyway, trust me, it says red on there as well as black. I know these all go in the bag, but there's a little spot for them as well if you don't want to keep them in the bag. And then you've got green and yellow and blue. How cool is that? So you start the game, say, here you go. Those are your little tokens. And speaking of starting the game and saying, here you go, my other favorite thing about this insert is the starting decks block. So there's this really cool block that has all 4 decks pre-made in them. So there you go. That's your starting deck. How, like, the fact that it divides them out. When I first saw this insert, I was really worried because it says what's in each deck. So which burgle cards, which stumble cards, sidestep, scramble. And I saw this and I was like, I really hope it's not like a slot for burgle cards, a spot for stumble cards, a spot for sidestep cards, because that would just be awful because I like having these decks pre-made. So the fact that it is already set up for that, just like that really takes this to the next level. Also, like, how cool are these little deck holders? Like, you can see the artwork on them. It says right there what it's supposed to be. So again, you just pull these out, set them on the table. This is your Explorer cards as well as your Secret Tomb. I guess the Explorer cards, it would be good if it told you what they cost, because obviously it doesn't. So, all right, there's one negative, I guess you could say, is you can't see the cost of the Explorer cards, but hey, they're still really awesome. Your money's right here. I don't know why he didn't make a spot for the 10s. I mean, maybe he didn't think about it, or maybe he just thought it's not that big a deal, or just toss them in with the 5s. I have them baggied out because I really like organization, but you've got all of your gold and your silver ones right here. Why they didn't keep one color, that's a question for Renegade. But they do have your monies all sorted out right there. All of your tokens here in this nice little plaque that tells you where everything is. Kind of. Once you get this open, take that lid off, pops up really easy. You may notice that things don't quite line up the way they're supposed to. For instance, it says minor secrets right here, but there's minor secrets and then these things. Huh. That's kind of weird. I believe those are the mastery tokens. I don't know exactly the words for all the stuff in this game. We don't really care that much about what names things have. But, like, the names on there aren't that big a deal to me. It's just nice that everything is sorted out where it needs to go, and you have all of your little monster tokens that you're fighting in here. So you've got your dragons, and your spider, and your mummies right there. It also says that the mummy die, or the pyramid die, sorry. The pyramid die is in here, which it doesn't close that in there, so I'm not sure what he was thinking, but not the end of the world. There's space for other places. Right in this tray right here. So I'm going to talk about this deck of cards in just a second. Here you've got your bag, which if you don't have that bag of cards in here, opens up to fit right there. Your little market boards for all the games. Your mercenary cards, which is the exact same as the other cards I showed you, but they just don't fit there. So he made a little spot for them to fit right here, as well as your spiderweb tokens and your curse tokens from the mummy stuff. And that's why I went ahead and put the pyramid die with those curses, because they're from the same game. So you do have your deck of card holders right here, and that's where we're going to talk about this deck. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't actually tried it yet, that all of these cards will fit in here. You know, you can see there's a little bit of space right there, space right there. You could probably fit all of the cards in here. However, you can't have all the cards fit in here and be divided out by which expansion they go to, which for me is a deal breaker. I want to keep everything separate. So you've got your base game deck here. You've got your goblin right here that you fight. I just stuck him right there because it's in the front. You can see it. And then you've got all your cards that just fit nicely in there. It's easy to draw because the cutout's in the back. And then I have all of the mummy cards here because we do like to keep all that separate so that we can pick what theme that we're playing. So I kept all of the Sunken Treasures cards and the little goldfish you fight in a baggie separate. The reason it's not a super deal breaker for me is because I did have space in the insert to put them. If those wouldn't fit without mixing them in here in the insert at all, that may have been a deal breaker for me. It's a little bit of an inconvenience and mostly just aesthetic because if you're buying an insert of like Daedalus caliber, you do care about how it looks. You do want it to be pretty. You want it to be top tier because that's what Daedalus is. So in that aspect, I really don't like that the Sunken Treasure cards have to be kept separate. However, from a practicality standpoint, now that I have the insert, I'm still going to use it because everything does still fit in this base game box. Speaking of high caliber, if you flip over this card holder, look at that. He's got like little cutouts in the back there that just look super, super cool. And then, of course, the last thing in this box is just all of your boards. That's right. All 4 boards fit into this box with everything else. So overall, I'm really pleased with this insert. It's beautiful. It comes stained like all of Daedalus Productions do. It wasn't too bad to put together. I was kind of surprised at how not bad it was because I've done a couple of Ben's inserts before and like I think the Star Wars Rebellion insert was a pain in the butt to put together. But again, that was mostly just because of everything that was in it. And now's the part of the video where you're probably begging me to tell you, where can you get a copy of this amazing insert? Well, I'm here to tell you that there's a link in the description box down below. Go click on that, check out this insert. And if you're a fan of Clank, seriously, I really do recommend that you check this out because it's pretty awesome. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored. Oh, this thing's heavy.